This is how I got closer to God. This is how I began to believe, and why I chose to believe, why I put my trust in Him, why I believe in Him, why I fear Him, why I love Him, why I love God. For a long time, I never did. I never did, despite me being so close to that. I was baptized. I did my first communion. I did confirmation. I was surrounded by God in my early childhood, but I was forced to do that. My parents forced me to do that. And despite it being part of my culture, part of what my family does, I never believed in it. I never put my trust in it. I was just like, oh, okay, I gotta do that. I gotta do that. And it was till I had began to start feeling like fear. Thinking back, I was scared of death since I was like fourth grade. Since I was in fourth grade, that's probably when I was really scared of death. That's when I would cry in the bathroom just thinking about it. And only till I began getting closer to God did that fear go away. That I was able to overcome that obstacle. For a long time, I was not a follower. Like I would just say, "Oh yeah, I believe in God," but I never truly meant it. I never truly followed His word. Never actually believed Him in my heart. I never really believed in Him in my heart. It was only till I was so scared of death, I didn't know what to do, and I realized later on, I was like, if I had the choice to either believe in God, something beautiful, something amazing, or just believe in darkness, just darkness after you die, why would I ever choose just the darkness? Why would I believe just the darkness when I could just believe in actually God, something more beautiful? And I chose to believe in Him. After that realization, after that having that small talk with myself, after not believing in Him, after just saying, oh yeah, whatever, after just neglecting it all of my life despite me being so close to it, did I make that first decision to actually believe. It was the decision to not believe in this dark, empty void that happens after death, but a beautiful, amazing thing that can come from it, that can come from that beautifulness that God brought us into this world. I want to believe in Him, and I will believe in Him. And I've had, like, I had a couple of instances where I have seen Him. There's no way it couldn't have been a coincidence. It's just the craziest thing. And I think the most memorable place that I can remember Him was when I ran my 30 miles. It was when I ran my 30 miles that I actually see Him. Or did He help me? Did He help me? I was getting to this point. It was like 4 in the morning because I was running 30 miles. It was 4 in the morning and I got to this part where it was just desert and it was pitch black and I was scared. So I called out to God. I was, God, give me a sign if I should go this way, should I go the other way? And immediately after, I just heard a like something, a coyote go. Arr! I was like, okay, oh, I'm going the other way then. And I didn't choose to go that way, but I put my trust in Him. I was like, I'm gonna go this way, and I put my trust. I was scared. I was kept turning back. I kept turning back. But throughout that run, I was like, I'm gonna put my trust in Him so that He can watch over me, so I can be safe in this run, despite it being 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, so late, and my heart was beating the whole time. But I calmed myself because I put my trust in Him. I put my trust that He would let me be okay. That was the first instance. I got to that corner. I prayed for Him, and then the wolves or coyotes howled. I was like, okay, let me go the other way. Then there was this instant where I was ending off on this neighborhood, and then like there was just this big patch of desert. I could have either gone a whole round, and it would have been a little bit longer, or I could have just gone straight through, which was my original plan. So I prayed out to Him, God, please give me another sign. And nothing. I didn't hear no coyotes, no nothing. So boom, I sprinted it. I was supposed to keep a chill pace, but I just sprinted it because it was scary. And I got through it. And yes, He helped me at that time. But that wasn't even the craziest and only part. I kept running and running and running. And that was barely like the first 6 miles. It was only until I was getting to mile 20 or 30 did. That's when I really saw it. At mile 25, I'm pretty sure that's when it was. I remember. It was either mile 25, 26. I had gotten to this point where I had to go It was so hot. I had to get under shade because I felt like I was gonna pass out. I remember getting um walking and the sun was just so hot. I felt like passing out. I sat down under some shade of this giant sign of an auto zone, and I stayed there for a good 15 minutes because I was gonna pass out. So I was like, okay, let's go. So boom, I kept running again. I kept running. There was no clouds in sight. There's like little patches of clouds everywhere. And I was running and I was running. And I get to this point where it was just so hot. I kept stopping and I kept walking. I couldn't handle it. And I had just run out of water. I had no more water, had no more nothing. I was against the wall. I just wanted to quit, call my mom. I was stopping practically every little step. My feet were hurting. I was so tired. I had no more water. It was hot. And I prayed to him, God, give me give me a little break. Give me a little break. Give me some shade or something. And immediately after, from no clouds, no nothing. It was just one little piece of cloud here. The most beautiful formation of clouds happened. And I wish I had taken a picture, but I didn't. I was just so focused on my run that I didn't think of taking a picture. But it was like the most beautiful formation of clouds where it was just ring after ring after ring. I don't know how to explain it. But in the middle of the ring, it was perfectly on the sun. The sun was at the very middle, and around it was just another layer, another layer, another. It was like circles all around. It was the most beautiful thing, and that had no. It couldn't be a coincidence. There was no clouds beforehand. It was like 100 degrees or 95 degrees. It was so hot. 100 degrees. I don't even know. And from literally no clouds to just the biggest formation of clouds, just shading me. That's when I was like, in the what in the world just happened? And yes, I used that. I was like, okay, I got up and boom, I ran. Who, and that gave me that little time. It wasn't for very long. The clouds wasn't up for the rest of the miles, but it gave me that just a little boost that I needed. The little boost that helped me push forward. The little boost that helped me push forward and finish the race. Because without it, I don't think I would have. I don't think I would have been able to finish without that little beautiful formation of clouds, just one layer after another. And exactly in the middle was the sun. And with that little time, it actually allowed me to finish the race. I got to mile 28, and that's when the clouds started kind of going away and fully went away. But it was just that little boost that I needed. And from there, I had to stop again. But I rose up again and I finished the race. I finished my 30 miles. It was just by myself. So I had nobody cheering me on. I had no one around me. It was just me trying to run 30 miles. But I put my trust in Diosito to follow me through the beginning of the race when I was scared, to help me find out if I should go with the Coyotes or not. And he helped me. And then at the end, when I really was struggling and felt like quitting, he gave me the shade to push me. And these are these are like the instances where I always look back and if I ever have doubt in my faith, I come back to those times where he helped me, and I'm like, there's no way. There's no way that's not a thing. There's no way that it wasn't God coming out to help me. And from realizing that if I were to die and it was just darkness or God, I would choose God. And from those two miracles, which is what I think they are, signs, I truly believed in God. Like, if I ever have doubts, I come back to those instances where He has helped me, where He has helped me. That this is why I believe and I choose to believe in God, in Diosito, so He can watch over me, so I can fear Him, so I can love Him, and so He can love me. I'm not perfect at this point. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. And at times I feel like I'm always failing Him. I feel like I'm always failing Him and I'm a disappointment to Him. And sometimes I feel like I keep falling back down into sin. I keep failing and failing and failing and disappointing to Him. And I'm scared that I don't know how someone could love me when I'm just a failure after again and again. I'm still not perfect. I'm still not the best follower of Christ. I don't even know what it is to fully be someone of faith. You know, I tried reading my Bible and I tried reading my Bible. I stopped. I know that's something I should do, but I know I don't do it. I realized I try to pray every day, Every day in the morning, I wake up and that's one of the first things I try to do. At night, I'm not very consistent with it, but I try praying before I go to sleep. I'm not perfect. I don't know what to do half the time. I'm just trying to do what I think is right. I really don't know how I could follow him or how I could be better, but the only thing I do is just try my best. I try to do what I feel is right, what I think is right, the right path that I have, the beliefs that I have for myself. I know what is right and what is wrong, and I choose to do what is right, whether it be right or wrong. I choose what I think is right. I I learned that the first step was to fear him, and that was when I read the Bible, and I realized like, okay, so the to actually believe in him, you have to fear him, and that was the first step I knew. That was like, I don't know if what I'm doing is right. I don't know if this is the right path. I don't know if anything I'm doing is right. I don't know if he can even love me at times when I'm failing and failing and failing. But I just try to be a little bit better every time I fail. That is my goal. That is the only thing I strive to do. This that is why I believe in him. Why I chose to believe in him. The ways that I've seen him, the ways he has blessed me. And yeah, that's about it. Anyways, strive for improvement, not perfection. Work your absolute hardest and become the greatest you.